Hi Teen Vogue, I'm Dove Cameron, and this is the playlist of my life. That says, you can't make it out at all, it says Moonlight Serenade by Glenn Miller. It's lyricless, and it's just horns and some strings. Like it's like a very old, like beautiful classic jazz song. It makes you like feel like it's very like melty. I heard this for the first time, I think, actually in a Doctor Who episode when I was like 12. The thing about score and the thing about like just instrumental score is it's meant to emit emotion. So yeah, like whenever it swells, whenever it moves, I think it's really like calming. It's the kind of song you close your eyes to. Ballroom Blitz by The Sweet. If I can't find the words for something, music is the answer to like how I feel. And if you listen to this song, it's like super unhinged. It's really like wild. The guy kind of like scream sings. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just like wild. Let's go! I definitely feel like that's what the inside of my mind sounds like a lot of the time. I had this car for a while, a convertible. I get sunburned kind of easily, so like I would never like take the top down. So I'd only use it at night. And so like this song reminds me of like going down Hollywood Boulevard with like all the neon lights and like being on my own and getting home really, really late at night. If you listen to it, it's very much like a top down on Hollywood Boulevard, like seedy kind of song. Bel Air by Lana Del Rey. You know when you hear a song on your playlist that you can never skip? Even if you're not like in the mood for it, you're like, oh, I have to like melt into this song. This one's definitely one of those for me. I mean, all of her stuff is really nostalgic, but for some reason, I think because of the like lone piano at the start, like, the whole song feels like you're like it's very watery. It feels like breathing. But also, she's such a genius because all of her lyrics are so like pedestrian and very like sensory. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't say like a specific lyric, but just all of her lyrics are so conversational and sensory. She's so good at taking like a feeling and putting it into her music without making it like obvious. That's what she's trying to make you feel. But yeah, that's one of my favorite songs from her, definitely. Hymn for the Weekend by Coldplay. I just actually put a cover up of this, but the reason I put the cover up is because it's one of my favorite songs of all time. The lyrics are very divinity-based, like what you would say about like a goddess or like something that you worshipped like it was your belief. And I think to compare love to that and to do it so well, when I was so thirsty, pour on a symphony when I'm low. What? I was so thirsty, pour on a symphony. Like, that's crazy. These lyrics are so next level, and they kind of just like throw them away when they're singing it, which is what makes it so good. They also could have been written like hundreds of years ago, or like 100 years from now. They're so timeless. So this song is called Higher Ground by, I've never heard it pronounced out loud, Tonight. It's a strictly production song. There are no lyrics on it, but it's so well produced. I love music that makes me feel like my bones are turning to jelly. Like if I'm not listening to music that makes me feel like I'm going to cry in like a dark bathtub and like sleep there, I'm listening to music that makes me feel like I'm turning to something liquid or like non-human. I love something that sounds like it like accompanies, like it needs lasers or something. So that's a really good song. That's my going out song. So Vincent by Don McLean. I hardly play it because the lyrics are so specific to a time in my life. My dad passed away, and this was the song. When I heard it, I was like, wow, this is my dad in a song. And like, I've never been able to sum him up better than the lyrics of this song. And so I would say that this is probably like the most like meaningful song in my life. The lyrics like reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue, and this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Like, just kind of nails it.
Reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue.
Whenever I see Van Gogh's paintings, you can kind of sense his sadness in his stuff. Like, there's so much beauty in sadness. Like, I feel like everybody's so afraid to talk about sad things, but that's where half of life is, right? I think Don McLean just did such an amazing job at encapsulating, like, true sadness, because sadness isn't self-indulgent. And I don't know if you've ever heard a song where you're like, that is the person I love. And that song for me will forever mean my dad, so. Back to Black, Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse is one of my favorite artists of all time. We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times.
Obviously, I know the lyric "I Go Back to Black" is not just about a breakup and about the depression that happens after that, or about the loss. I know that it's specifically about her battle. But it is also, it's a brilliant lyric because it could be about just a feeling of going back to black, not necessarily something as heartbreaking as like drug use, but also like I go back to this like unbelievable, unending like darkness. The rhythm of the song isn't like draggy. It's like it's an up-tempo song for what it's talking about, and it's so perfectly phrased, and the production is so like sauntery and sexy, and it's just like immaculate. I feel like you can't touch that song. Simon Says by Pharoah Monch. This is without a doubt one of my favorite songs ever. I think I heard it for the first time in the Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. I'm gonna get that wrong. When like the villain comes in. That was the start of my bad boy phase for sure. Like when he came in and he had his sunglasses on, and has that like little shoe shimmy that he does. Psh, end me. It's so aggressive. It's so aggressive, but it'll forever be one of my favorite songs. Like you kind of can't, it's timeless. Looking at this playlist, I wouldn't know, like this person seems very, I don't know who this person is. I mean, these are my songs. Like these are my absolute tops favorite songs. It's probably a good exercise for me to know this. Yeah, this is, I would trust me on this. Just go head to toe, download it all, but pay for it, because artists, you know. Thanks, Teen Vogue. That was the playlist of my life.